you someone who started your web development journey and found yourself trapped in tutorial hell? No worries, I'm here to help. In this video, I will show you step by step how I would plan my roadmap to become a full stack developer in 2025. And tutorial hell happens when students keep consuming endless tutorials without ever applying their knowledge to real world projects. And without projects, you are not building any skill, which ultimately leads to struggling in the tech job market. We have all been there, watching YouTube videos, reading articles, scrolling through LinkedIn posts, and starting with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then hitting that wall of never-ending tutorials. The problem is, we often don't know how much content we actually need to consume, and programming concepts seem endless. The real issue is lack of planning and research. Becoming full stack developer does not happen overnight. You need to dedicate time, effort, and a proper plan to succeed. So let's start building that plan. By following this complete roadmap till the end, you will have up to 8 different tech job roles in your hand. Step by step roadmap. First, before jumping into the tutorials, do deep research. Plan properly because developing skills take months. For some, it's even years. Make your efforts worthwhile by understanding your end goal first. When I started, I spent 3 days researching before touching any courses. Having a clear vision helped me to avoid tutorial hell. Second, identify your interest in IT. Find out where your interests lie in IT sector. It can be you want to become mobile developer or web developer or data scientist or blockchain developer. We have multiple options. Accordingly, find your interest in IT sector. Now you are interested to become web developer. So research what is the actual work of web developer. Then categorize web developer into 3 categories: front-end developer, back-end developer, and full stack developer. Then third, you have to explore high-paying jobs. Google top IT high salary paid jobs to boost motivation. And there in the list you will find full stack developer, and your aim is also to become full stack developer. So seeing this earning potential will inspire you to do more research. Then fourth, you have to understand key roles. All these 3 categories come under web, so it has to be related to creating website. So after research, you have idea. Front-end developer focuses on visual and interactive aspects of the website. Back-end developer builds the logic and database connections behind the scene. And full stack developer combines both front-end and back-end skill. So now you have basic idea from where you have to get started. Then fourth step, very crucial, you have to select programming language. So Google top front-end programming languages, and there you will be finding HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are 3 core things you need to learn to become front-end developer. Then search for top back-end programming language and you will get multiple options: JavaScript, Python, Java, PHP, Go, etc. Based on what you want to achieve, you have to do research. And here I see the opportunity in JavaScript because it can be used both for front-end and back-end programming. Now thought might appear, if I select this language at one point after completing my front-end programming journey, I can apply for jobs and then upgrade myself by learning back-end and later apply for full stack developer. This was the advantage of selecting JavaScript for me. Accordingly, you should see what advantages you see in the future while selecting other programming language. My point of view, this is nothing to do with your research. Mistakes done by many is directly jumping to learn HTML. So never do this. First, set up your laptop with all the tools required like browser, editor. Create proper folder structure to save all the notes. Notes can be written in book or digitally. Write the notes in Word document and save it on your system. I recommend to make the notes digitally for easy access. Now here come two categories of students. Students who are already aware of libraries and frameworks, and students who are not aware of libraries and frameworks. So I will consider second category because at starting we won't be aware of all these things. Later this will be discovered in our learning journey. Now you have what is the main programming language you want to master. Then fifth point, you have to research on that programming language. Which companies are using the language you have selected, and explore what kind of projects can be made, because at the end nobody is going to ask you how many days you took to learn or plan. The only thing that matters is final product which you have built by applying the concepts you learnt. List out top 10 projects and make a promise to yourself that after learning I will apply the concepts on my own or refer the videos and complete these 10 projects. And this is the list of 10 projects which I noted down before starting my learning journey. So our research ends here and learning journey starts. Learning journey. First, let us start with front-end learning journey. Now you have idea you will be dealing with websites. First, understand basics of internet. When we search for any website using the name of the website, how we are getting the result. Understand structure of URL. Understand how internet works. Then second, start with front-end technologies. And remember, all these are emerging technologies. Every year they will be updated with new versions. So select the latest version and do not spend your time learning old versions. For every technology, if you want me to make separate video, let me know in the comment section from which place you are watching the video and what technology roadmap you need. First, start with HTML5, which is going to structure our website. Then CSS3, which will help us in styling our website. And while learning CSS, you will discover we have something called frameworks and preprocessors. So search what are frameworks and list the frameworks we have. I have listed 3: Bootstrap, Tailwind CSS and Bulma. Then search what are preprocessors and list top 3 preprocessors. I had listed Sass, Less and Stylus. As of now, just list this framework and preprocessor. Now the question is, do you need to directly jump learning these frameworks and preprocessor? The answer is no. Focus on mastering CSS first. Avoid frameworks and preprocessor until you have solid foundation in CSS. Then third, you have to start with JavaScript, and this is never ending language. Here you do not get into the loop of tutorial hell. So for that, focus on core concept first and build a strong foundation of the language. And whatever concept you are learning, try to build projects using HTML, CSS and JavaScript completely from scratch. Then start with building your foundation strong and then move forward with important topics and list down all the important topics, because it has to be learned at least 3-4 times to remember those concepts. And let me also know if you want video on important JavaScript topics. You can mention in the comment section. Important tip: avoid tutorial hell by building small projects as you learn. Start with basic website and interactive elements. In JavaScript, if you are learning DOM, whatever concept you are learning, based on that concept, try to build the project. Once you start building the project, you will have strong understanding of that concept. Then fourth, explore version control. Now you might think, whatever projects I am creating or the projects which I create in future, I want to show it to the world. So there might be something where I can save my projects. So again, start research on this. You will come across Git. Using this, you can keep track of changes. Now the question is where to keep the code. Again, you will get multiple options. I have listed 3: GitHub, GitLab and Bitbucket. I will go with GitHub and learn how to use to store and share my projects. So combining both Git and GitHub, whatever projects I am creating, I can easily share it to the world. Then fifth, deepen your CSS knowledge. Now it's time to learn CSS framework. I will go with Bootstrap and learn how Bootstrap is used, and using Bootstrap how to reduce CSS code. Then I will go with preprocessor and I will be selecting Sass, and learning preprocessor is optional. Even if you don't want to learn, you can simply ignore, but based on the company's demand, you can come and you can learn this later, because you are already having solid foundation on CSS at this point. Then after that you can come and you can start with any preprocessor of your choice. Then sixth, very important, working on projects. Whatever projects I have created using HTML, CSS and JavaScript, same projects I will recreate using CSS framework and preprocessor. If you have not learned preprocessor, you can ignore, but using CSS framework, try to build the same project and see the difference between your project code. Seventh, start with JavaScript framework. After learning CSS framework, what you have to do? Again, you have to start focusing on JavaScript. There you will discover libraries and framework. Again, whenever you discover something, first do research on that topic before getting into tutorial. So first I will see what are libraries and what are frameworks, and I will mention 3 frameworks or libraries which are widely used. I would select React.js, AngularJS or Vue.js. Then out of 3 I will be selecting one and I will be going with React.js. And for CSS, we did not directly learn framework. Now the question is, same goes for JavaScript. The answer is no. Once you discover what framework you want and you have learned all important JavaScript concept, then start with learning framework. While learning framework, you will see lots of new topics coming your way like Redux Toolkit, etc. At this point, do not learn this. Based on the market research and company demand, later you can jump here. If you start learning programming language or if you start learning any skill, it is just endless. Each and every day you have to practice and you have to build yourself. But if you stuck only on those particular concepts, then you will always be in tutorial hell. So to come out of that tutorial hell, whatever important or whatever foundation topics we are having, we are just going to focus on that topics. So here our planning of front-end journey comes to an end, and now we are ready to apply for front-end developer. Let's start with back-end learning journey. First, understand back-end concept. Servers, database and APIs are the core concept you will be working with. Understand client-server architecture, how users are able to get requested info in the web. How in e-commerce, each time when we open the website, we get different products, and research how we are able to see the best recommended YouTube videos or ads based on the personal need. Second, learn server-side programming. And while doing the research, we have already listed, we are going to select JavaScript as the backend programming language. So now using JavaScript, we will be working with backend, and when we are using JavaScript in backend, we have to use Node.js, and it is the JavaScript runtime environment that allows JavaScript code to be executed outside of the web browser, that is inside the server. We are dealing with server, so we have to select Node.js, whenever we are selecting JavaScript as backend programming language. Then explore frameworks like Express.js, and it is nothing but it is Node.js web framework that is used to build web applications and APIs. Then you can search more on APIs and try to create different structure of APIs. Then third, you have to work with databases. You need to deal with databases now. Now you have JavaScript, Node.js, Express.js and React in your hand. Best option for selecting database would be MongoDB. Now here you will be open for another job role, that is MERN stack developer, because you have learned Mongo, Express, React.js and Node.js, and all in all you are aware of JavaScript, so easily you can apply for MERN stack developer. If you have selected Angular, you will have MERN stack developer. If you have selected Vue.js, you will have MERN stack developer. Accordingly, based on your research, whatever framework you have learned, accordingly you can apply for that developer. Then fourth, very important, you have to create project. Now start combining your front-end and back-end knowledge to build full-stack application projects. And these projects are nothing but which you have listed before while doing your research. And building projects will help you apply what you have learned and prepare you for real-world challenges. Now, while creating projects, you will come across many different technologies and concepts, so you don't have to learn all. Go with most demanded skill required and accordingly upgrade yourself. If you come across 10 libraries, you do not have to learn all the 10 libraries. Again, you have to do proper research before jumping into any tutorial. So now in total, after following this entire roadmap, you will be having 8 different job roles in your hand. You can become front-end developer, back-end developer, JavaScript developer, React developer, Node.js developer, MERN stack developer, API developer or full stack developer. Our aim is to become full stack developer. At any point, if you are not comfortable becoming full stack, accordingly you can select the job role and apply for the role. Later on, you can simply upgrade yourself. Most important tips. First, now it's time to upgrade ourselves. So for this, you can open any job listing portal like LinkedIn or Naukri.com and see the description of 3-4 companies for each and every job opening listed above. For example, I will search for front-end developer, open 3-4 companies and see what is common and what are the extra skill I have to develop. Accordingly, I will mention all those skills and I will start preparing. For example, I have searched in 3-4 companies and I found for front-end developer, I need knowledge of front-end build tools and frameworks, for example, Webpack and Babel. Learn about this. Then experience with state management library Redux. So for this front-end developer, these are the extra skills I needed. So start planning, do research and again start with your learning journey, and this time you have to upgrade yourself. Then next, search for backend developer and here you will be finding lot of new concepts which you have to understand and upgrade yourself. You don't have to learn entire thing. Search for 3-4 companies job description and see what is the actual demand and what companies are looking for. They can ask CI/CD pipelines for smooth deployment and scaling. Understand what is that. They can also mention experience with microservices architecture and cloud platforms like AWS, or experience working with distributed data store and messaging system like Kafka, we have Elasticsearch, we have HBase. Accordingly, do the research and whatever projects you have created, just research how you can implement the project by using the concept which company is demanding. Then third, search for full stack developer. Here mostly you will see troubleshoot, debug and upgrading the existing applications. Developer should be having deep understanding of software development lifecycle. Developers should be familiar with agile methodologies, familiarity with data warehouses like AWS, Redshift, Snowflake, etc., cloud-based web applications and microservices. Similarly, you will be having multiple and extra concepts. Do not mess your mind learning all the concept. Do the research, select 3-4 companies and see what is common, what is interesting you, and using those concepts, what are the ways of improving your projects. Only those concepts you have to learn. You do not have to learn any extra thing. Now most important, what projects to include in resume. Now to put in resume, at least make 2 to 3 strong projects using the concept of programming languages you have learned, which will be showing all your skills in those 3 projects. And do not include mini projects in your resume which you would have made in your learning journey. Instead, you can create your personal portfolio and you can list the project or you can show the demo of the project what you have made. But do not mention every single mini project which you have created. Sixth, very important, continuously upgrade your skill. Learning and upgrading yourself to the latest technology and trend is very crucial. Always be open to learn new things at any point in time. Technology evolves rapidly. Stay updated by learning new tools and techniques. So the final conclusion, becoming a full stack developer can take anywhere from 9 months to 2 years depending on your background and how much time you dedicate to learning. Compare your progress with your past self rather than others' timelines where they are completing their journey in 9 months or even 1 year. Some will be slow learners, so they need more time to understand the concept. Accordingly, make the timetable and start following that timetable. And this is my timeline to become full stack developer. This might depend for each and everyone. This will not be the same. For some, you have taken less days to complete. For some, you have taken more time to complete. It depends on each and everyone's learning progress. My journey does not end here. Each and every day, I try to keep myself upgraded with latest trends and technologies, and I try to upgrade my knowledge. So, learning never stops. Continuous learning will help you in every field. So, even a small win today will lead to a 10 times bigger win in the future. So, cherish every win, no matter how small that is, it will all add up. Even if you create small project, appreciate yourself, congratulate yourself because you have started from zero and now you are able to build something on your own. So always cherish each and every win. I hope this roadmap has given you the clarity you need to start your journey in right direction. Good luck and happy coding.